Good morning, ladies. My name is Chaz, and welcome to the What If Zuko Was Saitama, or the different Saitama. Because this one, instead of like having, because he was born without a limiter compared to Saitama, and he was also born without pain tolerance. Basically, like, and he's also has the powers of infinity and zero. And he's the strongest one there is. Like a Hulk. So basically, if a Hulk and Saitama and Doomsday, the or DC characters, one, fused together. That was like Zuko Midoriya. So let's begin. Now I'm also throwing in Zumi for some of these parts. So, yeah. So let's begin with them being born. And, yeah. Zuko and or so the doctors told them that usually the kids are born with like pain tolerance, like common kids, but they don't see it in Zuko. Yeah. So then at age of 3, someone hits him in the head, and he doesn't even feel it. Like it was just not even there. And the person that accidentally whacked him was Bakugo. So, yeah. And he when he grows up, he gets stronger. He could lift a bus right now at his age. So at age of 4, they told him that he's quirkless. Yes. Yes. But, yeah. So, Zuko ends up telling... Or, no, actually, the quirk doctor tells Zumi that she has a quirk. Is the opposite to Zuko's. As the Zuko was not very happy that his own sister has a quirk and he doesn't. But he doesn't hold it against her. Like, so, yeah. Of course, and yeah, then from that, time skip to 15. So that was 11 years ago. So yeah. So during that time, Zuko got ignored. He got bullied by Bakugo. But he decides, alright, he goes like into the forest, away from like not where Pussycats is. It was right next door, like on the other side of a mountain. As he starts training his body, little did he know there was a volcano that was deactivated, soon to be reactivated because of nature. Yeah. So then, yeah. So he starts training his body. And as he doesn't feel like he's training, it's like him like just like not normal. As he trains harder and harder, faster and faster. So, yeah. So Zumi kind of felt bad for her brother because the one born without a quirk is like that's torturous thing for them. So then, yeah, Zuko was pretty strong fella. So that was only at I forgot age, but now that was about 6 years old, going on. Yeah, so it was pretty much, and he trained so hard that he, and when there was a pool of lava, he dunked his hand into it. Normally, you can't dunk your hand into like lava because it will burn you and melt your hand off. Zuko doesn't have like pain tolerance. So basically he doesn't feel pain. So when he dunked his hand in it, it doesn't burn him. Not even a single time. As he lifts his hand up. As he's like, that's weird. That's normally it's as he's wondering why he's so different from, he feels like he's different from the quirked users. So he goes back into town. And let's say there was, or he just bought a bag of potato chips. And he was eating as, let's say there was a bank robbery of, like, someone stole a high-end armored truck. And you're, right to, as Zuko was, like, eating when he's walking, as he turns his head, as he sees the armored truck hits him in the face, or hits him, but the armored truck dented in. And, like, if it was in, like, what if Zuko was the Gargantuan of Leviathan? Picture, like, what he explained, or one of the other YouTubers explains that it dented in. Yeah. It was basically like it made it flip and upside down. Like, went up halfway and then bam, lands on all fours and breaks all four tires. As policemen are like, "Kid, are you okay?" "Yeah, I'm okay." As he looks at, he still has his bag of potato chips, so he's good. As he walks away, as they see he like, there was nothing harmed him. Like, what's going on with him? And so that was when he is 15. He just like walks around. He just like looks around, walks around. So basically, he is that strong. So, remember when he like was, or he trained his body during all that training? He went through what Saitama went through. Who? Like, his entire body went from being a normal sized kid to being a jacked up man. So yeah, 15. So Zuko was, so he wanted to go to UA, but he thinks in his head that they only accept quirkless people, not quirkless as people. As he's wondering that, as a nail, or not nail, those automatic screwdriver things, or screwdriver landed in his head. And as everybody's like, "Dude, are you okay?" As he says, "What's wrong?" "I have something on my face." No. And let me get it out of your head. As he pulls it out, there's no blood spewing. But he feels a dark spot, like where, or actually, they saw like a hole through it, but somehow he doesn't even feel it. Like, dude, you need to go to the hospital. Okay. So he goes to the hospital, and the doctor sees the whole thing, and they were like, "Man, what did you do?" "I didn't do nothing." Okay. So yeah, but his sister Zumi went to UA because she got accepted to UA. And yeah, the so Ochako was like doing, or she was accepted to UA, and she meets Zumi. But yeah. She says, sorry, I'm might be clumsy. Yeah. But, so, yeah. Sorry. So then yeah. So Bakugo was like, huh, where's where's your brother, by the way? Oh, he's probably walking around like normally. Huh. Well, that's a good thing for me. He, he, as he says, or as Ochako says, wait, you have a brother? Yeah, as, or she was asking Zumi that. Yeah, reason, or he, so he gave up on his dreams. Oh, sorry, I mean, so he gave up on his dreams of becoming a hero. Oh, so yeah. So time skip because it's all zoomy. It's all like canon version. She gets one for all, and Zuko ends up learning how to control his strength. As the court doctors, or as the doctors are confused of why he was born with a rarest thing that they never seen. Because in this alternate timeline, there is these things called kaijus that are bigger than the Pacific Rim. The one with the giant robots and fights giant like kaiju looking things. Yeah. These guys that came out of sea. And but yeah. So they did level 10 and 20. So basically, yeah. So Zuko doesn't mind because he was also, and plus in these like what if randoms that you guys voted for, you guys probably don't know it. Heck, I don't even know what I'll create next. I might create a what if, or I'll do one of my old ones. Hey? So yeah, Zuko was walking around because in the one of the other websites things, not gonna say what it is, I drew out a hint of what will come in probably in the part 2 or this part. So yeah. So in this, let's get back and do the story. So Zuko was training hard. So time skip to where the I'm skipping over the canon version. So it's basically All Might or hers is all for one. Or actually, it was a camp arc. Or against, like, all those villains. But Zuko comes out of nowhere. As Zuko says, "You must be villains, aren't you?" As they turn around and they see this guy, a this kid, hmm, they never heard of him. As but they don't want him to, so they try to take him out. But instead, Zuko took out all of them, like without a single finger. Yeah, as everybody's like, or as Dobby's like, "What the heck? How strong are you?" Huh. "I'm very strong. I'm the strongest one there is." As he breaks or Musclear's bones, as he says, "Now I'm gonna go back to training." As yeah, so he also during the sports festival thing, Zuko walks right in as he to where Hero Killer Stains is about to kill Enya's brother, but he gets knocked out as he grabs, or the blade job is about to hit in the skin as he pierced the shoulder of Zuko instead of, as he says, huh, as he grabs the Hero Killer Stains' throne, slams him into the wall. "Could you move?" As Tenya's brother says, "No." Hmm. That's what the quirk does to you people. You mobilize them so that you could kill them. Yeah, so. Huh. Oh, let me knock you out. No. As the Tenya's brother starts to move again, as he feels much better. So, he says, "Before her, I knock you out. This one thing. I wanted to be a hero, but and the I know how you think, Hiroko Stain. You you're killing off fake heroes that go for stopping the bad guys and rescuing the civilians. Should have been saving. But yeah, but I gave up on being a hero. So Zuko was. So yeah, sorry, I'm thinking. So Zuko throws, and then after it knocks him out, then yeah, And Zuko was pretty buffed up. Like his body is stronger. So he ends up going time skip. Or so let's go back into the present day. So it was All Might versus All for One. All for One's mad because the his League of Villains hasn't returned. None of these guys because they all got captured before they even completed a mission. And yeah. So then or as All for One says, I'm gonna kill you right here, right now. As Zuko had a bag of potato chips. He basically ran or he landed at the perfect time as the when he moved so fast that even as Zuko went face first, like the laser attack went like right in front of his face, burnt his chips, his Doritos, as and his because he made a custom pants for him, like long pants that are fireproof thing. So he ends up like so basically, yeah. So Zuko ends up becoming this as what came out of smoke as a voice, deep, dark voice says to him, "You made a grave mistake, All for One. Or you villain." As Bakugo heard heard that pitch of the voice of Zuko Midoriya, as they see when the smoke cleared, Zuko was that. He was mad. His body starts to erupt with power. You destroyed my favorite Doritos. It just paid for them. Now you die. As a bolt of lightning struck the scene, he uses every power. And because he had the Infinity and Zero, so he can copy, like mimic, certain people's quirks as his powers. So he used the 10 years speed mixed with like his brothers to, and then he used Frog Girl's leap and her tongue to basically make him bounce around. And yeah, and plus he punches him towards the ground. And now finishing move as sparks comes out of his hand as he spins around as Bakugo is terrified. That's his killer move. But this one, as he as everyone starts running away, Bakugo is in horror. Everyone was in horror as he says, "Nuclear explosion, kaboom!" As the explosion went off like a nuke right in front of All For One's face. And yeah, blue, or like right in front, as he uses his full power, as he says, as he lifts his body up, as he says, as this, "You'll go boom." As he snaps his fingers, as All For One's entire remains got killed. Hold. As the high-end villains that are like top of the villain rank, like number one all the way to, or actually, yeah, flooded in. All of them, all the villains from the world, they like all jumped on him. But before they even touch him, they see in horror. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Of all the villains get exploded. Like their bodies were, there was no remains, no remains of, only their blood was spilled out. Like blood stains. As he says, as, normally I feel pain, grief, hatred. As he, as the bag of like Doritos that he had crumbled, like basically, as he killed all the villains in one single stroke. Yeah. So there was no villains around. Um, the only villains that are like are around is the ones in solitary confinement thing. As Zuko is the most powerfulest one. As he goes to the back to the training thing, he trained his entire body. So he actually did like make a pool of lava, like the, you know how like pool, like the that you have water in. Well, replace that with as lava. So, yeah. So he jumps into lava, swam around, and because he has immunity to lava, plus his hair too, so he doesn't. It for him, it's like a pool of water thing. But yeah, so he swims around. He feels good, and and yeah, swimming in lava. That yeah. So he could breathe under lava. He could breathe underwater. He could breathe in space. Yes. That's kind of messed up, bruh. So, yeah. So, Zuko ends up, um, so the volcano is about to erupt. As he says, huh, that's another kaiju's gonna probably pop out of nowhere. And so he, only one. It was the one with these three. Or this one. And as, yeah. So he stops them. Or as President tells everybody to evacuate, and yeah. So Simone decides, or not Simone, Zuko decides to, oh, basically pick up the volcano. Like, he just lifted it and up out of the ground with two hands over his head, and he's moving it. Like, yeah. He moves the entire mountain, and passing the monster. As the monster's confused, as he looks under as he sees the human, but he's not, or the human isn't like terrified of it. That makes it confused, like curious, why this kid is not on like the others. As he goes, as everybody's like, what's what's that kid doing? As everyone's like watching in horror. It's a risky mission. As the monster is like following it and following Zuko Midoriya down into the where it was spawned at. As he says, there it is. And I forgot to mention, he's also super smart, so he created a machine, or like the basically like those like nukes things onto his chest. So basically, like he was he was made for it. So he goes down into a portal, and he jumps right in. And there was another one a level million one. And it was confused of why this kid's ignoring it. And so, yeah, he so Zuko jumps in and through that portal as it doesn't obliterate his atoms or the entire body as he goes right through. As he says, "You must be the creatures that terrorized the town. So say adios, amigos." As he explodes the entire thing. As this explosion was like the Earth Destroyer kind. If you guys don't know what that means, it means it just it was designed to destroy a one world. Yeah, but Zuko, or he was teleported too. So the explosion happened. Yeah, they thought Zuko was dead because once they were like, man, this if that kid's really foolish enough to jump right into the volcano or right into the portal with just a mountain of lava, well, you know what? Zuko swam, or so he was unaffected by the explosion and the lava. So he basically swam right out of there before it closed after the explosion. As he closes it, putting a giant boulder right on top of it. As it was sealed shut. So he breaks the. So the portal did not open. And plus it was like. Yeah. So there was only two kaijus. One was the level 20 or whatever. And then no, one was 2 million. But Zuko, who was like, being, huh. Of course, they bred. They basically decided because they were, and so they were confused at first. And then when Zuko took both of them out with a single strike. And so so the in order to like so because they basically kills them. Yeah. You know what he did? He took their bodies and lifted it over his head and like put it on land, like desert, and he threw the monstrous skull hole into, as let's say during that time, um Overhaul is battling against the heroes, as before he even like crushed the Zumi and Ares, they he looks up and he sees a giant face of one of the kaijus. This one. This guy right here. Look at that beautiful face. So it slammed right into his monster form, sending him back flying as Zuko jumps over because he had no shirt on. Like he was here. He had no shirt on. And he was as Ochako and all the girls except for Zumi, because Zumi knew that this is her brother. Or as she looks over, or she's looking around, and like who's through the head. Well, as Shuko grabs both of them before and runs over, yeah, as one of the, as he says, huh, you weren't expecting me to save you, Zumi, little sister. And she recognizes that voice as she says, "Brother, is that you?" Yep, it's one of them. I'm one of the kind. Come on. As he puts both of them down. Now, as he runs really fast, like zoom, like lightning. Signature ability. Ultimate and stomp. As he becomes so big, he stomps the villain like 100 times. As he says, "You tried to kill my sister? Dang you." As he uses the other foot, as he kicks him, lifts him up into the eye level, because he's the big guy. He was the size of a kaiju. Like if you had 3 of these, like this one, and this one, stacked on top of each other's. Yeah. That would be like, or actually, if they were like standing up. So yeah, Zuko beats each round. So yeah, an overhaul. As he went through, like, he felt like he went to the underworld and came right out, like, done. And yeah, But he did do one thing. He kept the kaiju eggs. Um, because they breed underwater before. So he kept them as his own kids. So no, because he yeah. So take it or the yes the like this is supposed to be like Zuko holding the lava mountain, and this is what like all or Hulk lift up the entire island by himself. Oh, so yeah. Plus, the lava or mountain is not. It's like super big, but I don't want to like have it like you couldn't see the small guy. So Zuko ends up, or so now, yeah. So he ends up wins most of the battles, as he says, huh, if you if you need anything, just let me know. So now back to training, and plus I might grab some chips before. As he goes, launches himself, as he grabs like some chips and the like and some coffee. I know that's not a good combination, but that would have been his digestive tract is a lot faster than a average person's stomach. Like he could eat Lang. So yeah, he trains his body every day. Eh? As the as Nezu or as Bakugo was like he knew that the Zuko was like didn't have a quirk, but that was just how did he do that? As he's wondering, how does Zuko do that? As Zumi answered his question of, well, see, he was born without any pain tolerance. But I believe that it's false. He has more to him than meets the eye. Wait, so you said that he had no pain tolerance? How in the heck did he survive the me in being underwater and for so long and he went through the portal? That's that's just weird. How does he do that? As Bakugo's getting upset at like because he's getting confused. Is and most of the Class 1A students are like, dude, calm down before you start. As the explosions, as he couldn't, like, think straight. As Mr. Azal like, was there, or he just, like, walked in, as Mr. Azawa calms him down. So what happened? Well, Bakugo was thinking about that kid, the one that you saw, that lifted a mountain and attracted the two kaijus to back to the ocean thing. Yeah. As Mr. Azawa didn't or did know, well, he's what Bakugo was wondering, how did he survive the explosion, being underwater without. And Pazumi said that he had no pain tolerance. Basically, like how you break your arm and you feel pain. Yeah. Well, I think there's more to him than meets the eye. Yeah. Yeah. As Bakugo is trying to, like, do that stuff. So yeah, Zuko, please wait for part 2 to be filmed. Bye.